Well, welcome everyone once again. Get This Rugby Podcast, episode 12. Stu, how are you, mate? Doing well?
G'day, mate. How you going? Hello, everybody.
Get this.
Get this.
Get this India. All right, well, let's...
So we're a bit late this week.
We're a bit late this week and we had a bit of issues last night, so
yeah,
we'll try this morning.
If there's any technical gurus who want to be producers, get in contact with us.
Yeah, having a few issues. So we've got a few things going on, Chew. So obviously a Wallaby squad was named. We'll talk about that in a couple of weeks or a week or so. Another Kiwi coach, so we'll deal with that.
And the biggest Wallaby squad in the history of rugby. But anyway,
38 men. There's a lot of tackle bag holders there. But anyway, well, maybe he thinks he can have opposed sessions all the time. Maybe that was what it's what. You know,
I doubt it somehow.
Yeah, they're too precious. Well, let's go over last week's round. I know it's a bit late since then, but
round 10, yeah.
So we had first game was at TG Eastwood 20, Uni 17.
Yeah. I thought I think Eastwood just wanted to win that game a little bit more, and they seem to play with a lot of spirit. I think that new team coming together, they're starting to sort of play for each other a bit, I think, and they've gradually improved as the season's gone on. A couple of good little players. The little fella on the wing, is it McGregor?
Yep. Real
good. And who's that prop you mentioned for Eastwood?
Will Goddard, good young player.
Yeah, I like his style. Yeah, he seems to be going really well.
But bizarrely, he's not playing this week, so I don't know.
Righto. Geez, they're going to miss him, I think.
Unless he's maybe doing a bench or something. But they got that Tim Anstey back from the Western Force, so that's a big inclusion. Yeah, so they certainly. I thought they probably played a little bit better on the day. Uni just, I don't know what to say about them. Like
they're just so predictable, mate. Everyone in the comp knows what they're doing. I know what they're doing sitting in my lounge. They're just so easy to defend against, I think, and they only look good when they, you get a line out close to the line to do a roll and maul or something, and that's about the extent of their attack and play. They just seem so slow in attack and stuff. I'm really disappointed the way Uni are playing, but anyway, that's that.
But they just keep having these close losses. But to me, that's almost more concerning that they can't get the wins. The 3 wins in 10 games. I mean, to me, they're skating on the edge.
And they got a couple of really good players, and I really like the bloke they got playing 8. He used to play 7, and the guy they got playing 7 is a really good player too. And look, their forwards aren't too bad. I think they've got a few problems in the backs, but they just don't seem to have a lot of pace out there. Well, that's what it looks like anyway. But just their style of play, I don't know. If I know what they're doing, I guess every other coach in the comp does, and I think it's pretty easy to draw a game plan up against Uni at the moment. But,
it just feels like the Uni machine is not.
3 wins from the year. It's pretty dismal.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all. All right, so they've got some work to do, but we'll talk about that a bit later. The second game was at Chatswood. Gordon 29, West Harbour 23. Gordon always in control here, mate.
Yeah. They were never going to lose that game, and West made 7 or 8 changes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They had to, because they were playing diabolically bad, and I just couldn't believe how bad West had been going, because they're better than that, I think. And I thought they improved a bit. They they seemed a little bit more organised this week. I don't know if that had something to do with their father playing 5'8" and just a few changes, but to me, they've just looked like they haven't known what they're doing and been so unorganised the whole season. I really thought they were going to go better, and now their coach is adios. So what's the go there?
Brumbies, who knows what's going on there, mate? He's going to be general manager of the Brumbies, so I don't know.
He's got a lame duck coach at the moment. So.
And what? I wonder when he decided he didn't want to be a coach anymore.
Yeah.
Unless he's going to do his,
after the way they've been going this year, maybe he's made the right move. I reckon.
Yeah, well, it's not been good.
Because they've looked like just a lot of games I've seen them this year. It looks like they haven't been coached. Like I don't know the bloke. I don't know. I just they're having trouble winning their own ball and line out. They'd win ball, then they'd be unorganised. They'd be running and throwing passes behind blokes. It looked like they never trained. And surely they can't be getting coached like that. But then again, you could see the frustration on the blokes' faces out there. Something wasn't right. And look, maybe this is the best move for him. But if he wants to go, I'd be saying, see you now, not don't hang around. Just get someone else in there, like Gutto or someone, and let him get on with it, because having him around at the moment, I just don't think that's going to do him any good.
No. And so on the flip side, what do we say, Gordon? They just continue. Like, for me, they're still, along with the Rats, the best team in the comp. They've got a lot of depth. Their forwards are good. I mean, I can't see any negatives in Gordon.
No, I think I really like the way they play. They're really direct up the middle, and they run onto the ball. They don't just do this slow hit-up stuff. I really like that. The coach has got them playing really well. They defend well. I just seen them in that first round against Para, and I dead set, I just gone, they were so bad. But since then, they haven't put a foot wrong, and in the wet, and it's wet again today. Let me tell you, it's real wet today, and I'd suggest Chatswood's going to be a mess. Oh no, this is last week. Are they at Chatswood today?
No,
they're at North today. That's right. Yeah, that'll be all right.
Big game.
But in the wet, Gordon have been really good, so I'd say they'll go right today too. But Gordon, mate, they're just getting it done every week, and sort of no fuss,
Yeah.
I like that, because they don't seem to have. They have games where they're not playing as well, but they haven't seemed to have any shockers.
No, they haven't really.
They've been very consistent, and that's a good sign for me.
Yeah, I mean, even with that round one game, Parrot, at least they came back in the second half. I mean, they've got a strong forward pack. They've got a few guys that have been playing for the Waratahs as well. So, mate, it can only get better, I think.
Mate, I can see them. They're going well, and I think they're going to be a threat at the end.
Yeah, that's it. When you got tight head prop Tristan Fooley scoring 2 tries, that's not so bad, is it?
Good on him. So he should.
Should be
nothing wrong with that.
Props, mate. So let's move over to Coogee Oval. So we had Randwick putting it to South, 47-3.
It was probably we knew it was probably going to happen. Randwick just too good for him on the day at Coogee, and Randwick had to win that sort of a game, and South tried hard, but it was just the usual, make mistakes, can't they haven't got the pace to keep up when Randwick were moving the ball, and it was always going to be a hard day for South, I thought.
Yeah, and the noticeable thing out of that game was that was pretty much Randwick's grand final front row back in.
Yeah.
That was a big thing.
Yeah, you could tell too. They played all right, and it made a big difference, because they had been struggling a little bit at set piece in previous weeks.
Yeah, and they just looked a lot better. They'd moved the ball around. It was wet, and they still scored tries out wide.
Yeah.
Mate,
I've got to say, how that Houston's not in some rep team, I'll never know.
Oh, he's just And for a big bloke, he works, doesn't he? He works well. He's
Mate.
everywhere. So
He's as good as anyone running around at the moment.
yeah, that's right. And you got a bloke like Deegan kicking goals from everywhere.
Yeah, well, I think that could make a big difference at the end of the season because some of the other kickers aren't that good. And like the guy at North is only hitting 60%. I don't think the guy at Manly's hitting too many. The Ringer guy's okay sometimes. Like he missed a lot last week, and Deegan doesn't seem to miss too much, and that could be a big factor in semis and stuff.
Oh yeah, huge. Yeah, no, I agree with you. And like I was saying the other day, the highest kicker's 80-something%, and I thought, geez, I remember the days we used to have 95. Bloody blokes never miss.
Yeah, I think if you like over the years when I was playing, and even in Europe, and that, if you used to really want a kicker to probably hit 80% was probably the standard, for someone who called themselves a kicker, and especially you need to be able to count on them like that. And what I've seen this year with a lot of the kickers, the inconsistency, missing the easy ones, getting the hard ones. You got to whack them all over, and you probably only allowed one miss a game, really. That's how it should be, and maybe two, but you got to kick them.
That's right. That's right. All right. So Randwick back in the hunt there. That's good to see. So then we'll go to Newcastle next. So the Wildfires 10, North's 34. So North's seem to do this one easy.
Yeah. Look, North still didn't look really good to me. I don't think they've been playing well for a month. They had to win that one. Otherwise, they were in deep strife. But
yeah,
Newcastle probably got outgunned a little bit. What was the final score? I didn't write it down.
34-10.
Yeah, that's right.
One of their wingers scored 3 tries, McDonough. So
yeah,
they.
Yeah, a bit too good for Newcastle.
Yeah, I think that step up, it just struggles Newcastle.
Yeah, it's like that every time, isn't it? They seem to be able to compete with the bottom half, but not the top half.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I know there's still people out there think they can make the finals. I don't think they can, because they just can't compete with that top half, that top 6.
How many games have Newcastle won now?
I think it's only 4 games. Yeah,
4. Yeah. So they're
4 losses. They're right on the. They're 10 points out of the 6 right now, so that's a fair gap.
10 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard from there. And they're playing Manly today, and yeah, could be hard road. I think those early games they lost have hurt them now. It might be too late.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I thought, I kind of agree with you at North. I watched the shorts of the game, and they looked okay, but definitely they need. Almost seems like they need a rocket or something. They're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on
there. They played well early in the year, and they looked like they did last year, and for quite a while now, they seemed like they've just been on a bit of a downwards trajectory. And I don't know what their team's looking like today if they've got a few guys back, but the way they're playing, they're not going to be a threat, I don't think. They're going to have to improve probably 20 or 30% to be in there.
And their kicker again, Pete, like he's kicked 2 from 5 last week. It's just a common thing.
He needs to really start stepping up in general play as well. I've mentioned it on a couple of the other shows that I think he hasn't been playing well, and especially over the last 5 or 6 weeks. And he really needs to step up. I don't know whether anyone's coaching him and having a talk to him, because he's just not taking the ball to the line and make him. He just doesn't look like he's dictating play to me, and I thought he was a lot better last year, and his kicking was a lot better last year too. So I think he really needs to lift his game if they're going to be any hope.
Yeah, I wonder, like looking at him this year, Pete, whether everything's all right off the field, because he just doesn't seem himself. Seems a bit flat to me.
Yeah, he looks a bit standoffish too. He's not getting involved in defence much, and just little things like his general kicking games. Last year was very good, and he just seems to be missing, doing the little things wrong, and that's a worry. I think he's a lot better than the way he's been playing. And,
well, that's the key. I think he's a lot better than that, and that's
like
someone should tell him that. Yeah, he is a lot better than that.
Yeah, I'd like to see him come good, and I think it'll make a big difference to North if he did come good.
Yeah, I think so.
Hopefully, he comes good today.
So let's talk about the game we went to, back to Paraday. We went to Eric, and Warringah won 38-30. But how do we describe the game overall? Well, it was a bit all over the place, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was. I think Warringah were a little bit lackadaisical. They came out, got behind early, came back, then they scored right at half time, and it was close at half time. There was only a couple of points in it, wasn't it?
It's 14-12.
And I think it was one of those games where Warringah thought they just had to turn up to win. They obviously got a rocket up their bum at half time because they came out and put on, I don't know, 2 or 3 tries, didn't they? In about 15 minutes. And then they decided to clock off and 3 of the softest tries you'll ever see scored against Warringah this year. Para scored, and it got close in the end. But I think it was one of those days for Warringah. They didn't look themselves, and their defence was pretty ordinary from time to time, and a lot of little things they were doing wrong. I think they just had a bit of an off day. It's probably a good one. Okay, they probably were all really happy just to get out of there with a win and forget about it. It's really, but it was a good day out there at Paradigm. A lot of old blokes turned up, and saw a lot of people I hadn't seen for ages, a real long time, a lot of them. And it's remarkable how outside backs deteriorate so badly in their age. Like the forwards don't look too bad, Geez, those backs are shockers. You want to see them. Most of them are fat, and
Mickey Carter looks like he's playing the front row these days, right?
Yeah, but he looked good for a long time. He's still not too bad compared to some of them, let me tell you. But it was good to catch up. It was pretty big crowd for him, I suppose. Probably the biggest one they've had all year. Should be.
Good. I think
I heard they went back to the Billabong Hotel, I think, and it got a bit rowdy back there, from what I got the reports I heard.
Yeah, from what I heard. Yeah.
So I'm glad I didn't go.
Yeah. The game itself, like, I just felt like the two Blues, and I think this has happened all year, Pete, a little bit, in the games they haven't won, is that they have little periods where they drop off.
Yep.
And that's what hurts them, and that's when they play up tempo, they actually score good tries, but they don't play that enough.
Yeah, they do. There was some really good tries scored in that game from both teams, actually. Like I was standing there with Mickey Martin, and he was going, Jesus, some good tries, and he played in the wing and the centres for Australia, and played a pair with us, and like he goes, this is more entertaining than watching Super Rugby. There was some good tries scored, but Para, it's probably the same every week. They'll do some really good things, then they'll make the most ridiculous mistake or give away a crazy penalty, and that just kills them. And the other thing is, they find it hard going for 80 minutes too, and that's
I know
that's a problem they're just not going to get out of.
And they had three occasions there where they had an attacking line out in Warringah's 20 and lost the line out.
Yeah.
So there's probably 3 tries down the tube.
That's the sort of stuff they do every week, and that's why what have they won? 3 games or something? 4 games?
4 games, yeah.
Yeah, that's you can't win games when you do that. It's especially against good teams. So they just give it to you after. If you don't take those opportunities against good teams, you're not going to win.
Yeah, and they find themselves a bit like Hunter. They're a bit back. They're 8 points out of 6. I think they're going to. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see them making the finals. Much as
it's going to be a hard road in. I thought it was going to get tough from sort of middle of June onwards, and I think it will.
Well, the last game to talk about, mate, and I think I'm going to get myself into trouble here to start with, because I thought this was a disgrace. The worst refereeing performance this year by the length of the Melbourne Cup. And I'm not taking it away from East. They won the game. Good luck to them, but it was a terrible refereeing performance, mate. It was shocking.
I thought Manly were very unlucky.
Yeah.
There was what was it called early in the game where he came back? They came back for a forward pass or something where Manly scored, and
yeah,
like I see forward passes 10 times worse than that go. It didn't look anyway. That was just one. I thought Manly got some really raw deals in that game, and in the end, what was the score? It was pretty close, wasn't it?
18-16. So they got
16. Yeah, I thought Manly played pretty well considering the cards they got dealt.
Yeah,
and East played all right too. That wasn't a bad game of footy. It was it would have been a better game of footy if we'd had a decent ref, I think, for both teams probably. But who was the ref in that game?
Oh, I haven't even heard of it. Like Jeremy Markey. I don't know. Maybe he's young.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who it was.
But he was. I'm sorry, but he wasn't up to it. Wasn't up to first grade.
No, especially for a big game like that. But East got the money, and they look. They won, but I really think Manly could have won that game as well. And if I was Manly, I wouldn't be too worried about losing that game.
No, I just hope it doesn't cost them at the back end. But the one thing I wanted to bring out, like, he gives a East bloke a yellow card at the end of the game, right? And on the coverage, he says it was for striking. Well, striking's a red card.
All right, look.
So
I give up. I've given up trying to work them out, mate. I gave up that a while ago.
Like, he gave 2 yellow cards in that game, and I reckon they were as soft as I've ever seen, really.
Yeah. In big games, they've got to have a bit of common sense, and that's usually what they haven't got. So, but no, I thought
credit to East.
There was some pretty good football played in the game, regardless of that. Hey?
And that was probably East's strongest team. I reckon they can pick.
Yeah.
And they've had.
I think. Look, they'll be happy with the win. But yeah, I'd like to see a rematch.
Yeah, I'd like to see him play.
And I think it'll probably happen. That's the end somewhere.
With a better referee, hopefully.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was that gave us round 10. So really, the ladder didn't change much, Pete, except that that dropped Manly back to 4th and East went up to 2nd. But apart from that, the same top 6.
Yeah, well, apart from East and Manly, it was all like top teams playing lower teams.
Yeah.
And then East would have jumped in front of Uni now, though.
Yeah,
that'd be right.
Yeah, they're closer. Yeah.
So I can't see the 6 changing, like the teams that are in it, unless one team maybe drops out. But the only team I can see who would have a chance of getting in is probably Eastwood.
Yeah, I can't see anything. We've said it for a while. I can't see that top 6 changing. So
might just change the order.
Yeah, the order will change. But anyway, we'll see how we go. So let's talk about round 11. So we start at TG again. Eastwood play Randwick, mate. That's interesting game.
Yeah. Big one for Eastwood if they get up. well, they'll be knocking on the door of the 6 then, won't they?
Hell yeah.
Is Randwick team pretty much the same as last week?
Just having a look, mate. Yeah.
I've got it up on the thing. I only had a quick look at it last night.
Yep, looks pretty much the same as last week. Well, they're going to change it 7. I don't know who the 7 is, but yep, pretty strong side. And Eastwood, as I said, that young prop's not playing. Maybe he's on the bench. Tim Ansie's playing 8. Ratu's back at 6.
Why they got fair dinkum?
And they've changed the halfback again. Who knows why?
Well, they had a different halfback last. Who's playing this week?
Well, that Tom Goddard this week. That young bloke.
He played last week.
Did he? Okay. Because they had that Josh
they had Hickey there before. I thought he was going well. And I don't know whether he's injured. No, he came on, I think. He came on late, I think.
They probably played second.
Well, he'd been first grade all year. I thought he was going quite well. Well, the guy they had playing 6 was going well too. I can't understand why they got Ratu on the field.
No, I think the captain might be injured, the 7 again.
Geez, he gets hurt a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's had a bad run.
But I mean, this is a...
So who's playing 7?
That Ben Dalton, who was playing 6.
Oh, right. So that's sometimes it doesn't work out like that. They might swap them over.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
if they put Ratu at 7, they'll lose because I don't think he's up to playing 7 these days.
No, he thinks he's a winger, mate.
Mate, if he's going to play anywhere, he probably has to play at 6. But it's really wet, and I know Milner. The rain last night, I'm not that far. It was it's still raining now. And I think this is where Deegan will come into it because I think he'll kick them all day. But then again, Edmed's playing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be a goal kicking contest today, but I just think Randwick will have a little bit too much from them. They look pretty good. Their forwards started playing a bit better the last few weeks. Last week in particular, big game for them. I'd tip Randwick in this one.
Yeah, I think it's a big one for Eastwood to see where they're really at. Whether they if they want to make the top 6, they'd have to win a game like this. Yeah,
especially at home.
And
the wet's probably good for them because if anything, it'll be a little bit soft in the middle there, I think, and they might slow Randwick down a bit because they're quick. But then again, Eastwood's got a lot of pace out wide too. But just the way Randwick play, I think they just move the ball really well and change the point of attack really well. I just think that they should be a little bit too good for them.
Yeah, I think Randwick will win. I think they'll be too good around the field, and the set piece will be too good.
Yeah, and this sort of game, like the way Randwick's been going this year, and they're Eastwood are probably the nearest threat. If they're fair income, they'll get up and win this.
Well, put it this way, mate. I'm going to say this now. If Randwick don't win this game today, I don't think they can win the comp again.
Yeah.
Because they've dropped too many games they shouldn't have won. They shouldn't have
won, yeah.
They should have won.
Oh, yeah. I'd agree with that. They probably should have at least 2 or 3 wins up their sleeve.
Yeah, they've lost games they shouldn't have won.
Well,
in a big fashion.
Yeah. All right, next.
Well, let's jump the match of the day. Let's go to. Well, we won't do that one. We'll go to Sydney Uni and 2 Blues at Sydney Uni.
Okay. Apparently in Sydney last night there was a hell of a lot of rain as well, and I saw that game just before the break at Uni, and it was covered in water. So it'll probably be a bit damp, but once again, Para don't play well away from home, do they?
Well, they haven't, have they? They haven't travelled too well this year, but
not at all. If Uni don't win this, it's curtains, I think.
Well, 2 years ago, this game, 2 years ago, 2 Blues went beat Uni at Uni, so
Mm,
that made a bit of history. But
yeah, that hasn't happened too often in recent years.
well, the loser here is probably done.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think if Para lose, they're definitely done. I think they're probably already sort of medium rare done already. But if Uni lose this one, they just about have to win every other game to make it.
I think this is a dangerous game for Uni because the way that two Blues play, if they throw the ball around, even though it's wet, or they move the ball, Uni won't like that.
I suggest Para should do that today. Just try to go out there and have a bit of fun and just have a big go because they haven't got the team to play against Uni in a standard way, like just like playing normal and kicking it out, having a ruck, having a roll them all and hitting it up, and just that style of play isn't going to work against Uni. They're just better at it than them, and I think if Para do the unusual things and the unexpected things today, maybe kick them when they shouldn't kick, and use the blind side, do some different stuff, and have a bit of fun. I think if they do something like that, they could cause an upset. But I think I'll go for Uni just because this is their grand final. I reckon they lose their season's finished.
Yeah, I mean, I'll back two Blues in this one, but
Right.
I don't really know why. But I just think, Uni haven't been playing well, so yeah, I'm not convinced it's going to be a close game either. I think either team's going to win by quite a bit here.
Well, you never know.
It's a bit of a hard one to get your head around this game.
I just think Uni should, with everything they've got, they should win this game. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well,
What we got next?
Interesting. So let's go next.
Manly, Newcastle.
Yeah, that's actually Manly. Yeah, Manly Wildfires. That's actually kicking off at 4 o'clock for some reason. But anyway, I'm just trying to get their team up here. Where is it? So Manly look pretty strong again in here. Pretty much the same as last week by the look of it. Hunter Ward at 6. Yeah, they've got a new 7. I'm not sure where he's from. Newcastle too look fairly similar. Hard to get a read on Hunter, mate.